talk of the town, Ed Ver Schure.
Thank you very much, Lynn. Good morning, everyone. I'm Ed Ver Schure here on 1450 WHTC and the new 99.7 FM. It is a Friday today. It's February 23rd. Welcome to the program. This portion of the program, we're going to be talking to Sheriff Steve Kempker of Ottawa County and a guest with him, Captain Derek Christensen. And then in the 10:30 portions of our program, we will have the Commons of Evergreen going over their schedule for a very busy March coming up. Right now, business at hand. Welcome to both of you gentlemen this morning.
Welcome. Thank you, Ed.
Steve Kempker, Sheriff of Ottawa County, and Derek Christian, Captain. And I think we're going to talk about a very timely subject about how police are involved in protecting our schools here and different meetings that are going to be taking place. So let's talk about that right now. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, Ed, as a lot of our listeners probably are not aware, we have a very fortunate situation here in Ottawa County where we have school officers in each of our school districts throughout Ottawa County. It's really a valuable resource. It's a great partnership that we have with the school districts of having these officers in the schools. And then based on some of the unfortunate situations that have occurred over the last several years in schools, we've also beefed up our training with our deputies on how to respond to these situations in schools or other business locations. So as the world changes, we've changed our way of policing and working in the schools. But our school partnerships are just absolutely great to have that officer in the school interacting with the students, interacting with the school employees and personnel. It's just that little extra security blanket there at those schools.
Well, the school threat season is underway in the wake of those Florida shootings last week, and some districts even calling off classes and others keeping doors open. And Holland High School and the Harbor Lights Middle School and the West Ottawa District held classes yesterday as scheduled after separate warnings circulated Wednesday through unnamed social media outlets, and concerned families contacted Holland Public Safety and the Ottawa County Sheriff's Department.
Well, anytime that those type of calls come in, Ed, or through social media, if there's a threat or a perceived threat, we immediately begin an investigation and follow up on those. We have the resources to start tracking those down. Right away, we go talk to the individuals or their parents, and from there, we assess the situation and we work very closely with the schools.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think that parents can stress enough to their children, don't ever try this, because you are going to get in a heap of trouble if you do.
They are. Again, I know that some kids may feel that it's kind of funny or a joke. We do not take it that way. We're taking all these seriously. Once we track them down, they are going to have officers or detectives that they're going to be talking to and interviewed. And then also from that point, we still have to assess, even though they say it's a joke, we still have to assess the situation, bring the school on board. And some of these threats, if the school does choose to close, really causes an inconvenience for the students, and it's a large expense for these investigations. So there's a whole trickle-down effect from that one supposedly joke or I didn't mean it.
And there was one also yesterday or the day before yesterday in Otsego, and I also heard that there were some other ones around the state. One of these children, one of these students or whoever was involved, is actually going to be charged with terrorism. That is a serious charge, and you could land up in prison for years for that.
You can, and again, I think that shows that from the community, from the schools, and from law enforcement, that we are going to follow through and take action where necessary.
Well, let's talk to Derek Christensen, Captain, this morning. Welcome to the program, and glad you're with us on a very timely day for this discussion. I understand you have a lot of upcoming classes going on that deal with this.
Certainly. We actually have citizens' response to active shooter events training that has been taking place on a monthly basis, as well as we've seen the need in our community for our places of worship to actually host a building emergency response team training, and that'll be coming up in the Holland area here on March 10.
Yes, I see. Now, is there this group called CRACE, or does that stand for something? CRASE?
Yeah, what that acronym stands for is Citizens Response to Active Shooter Events. It's a program that our office was fortunate to come upon in about 2014. And what we've done is we actually have sent our community policing officers, our school resource officers, to be able to train that program to citizens, schools, businesses, as well as a variety of places of care, hospitals, around the gamut. Everyone's interested in the program.
I see that your upcoming classes, there is one March 9th, and that is 7 p.m. to 10. Is that correct, at Fillmore Street?
That's correct, yeah. And as of this morning, we still have some openings. It's an extremely popular class. We typically have between 100 and 150 people at each one of those trainings.
That's a lot of people. That's excellent. Excellent turnout, yes. And then the one, as you talked about, March 10th, that is 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's at Beechwood Church at 895 Ottawa Beach Road. And then again, April 20th, 7 to 10 p.m. at the Fillmore Street Complex.
That's correct.